Dance of the Dead, Battlefield Vampires. Chapter 1. Battlefields the universe over were all the same. They might look different. Various weapons may have been used, but death always hung over them like a shroud. It made Jagati's skin itch. She would need to dance soon. It was too long since she had last fed, but she pushed the need away. Right now, she had a job to do. Jag, the voice of Rayak came over her headset. 10 o'clock. She looked over. For a few seconds, there was nothing. Then a pulse of red lanced into the sky. Let's go, she said, knowing that her squad would follow her. They were behind enemy lines and had only one mission: find the courier. The war for Numenor, Earth Colony 12, was a bloody ground war. Technology on both sides of human and Vara making air assault impossible. Recent unexpected losses for the human forces meant some very important information had gone astray. The powers that be wanted it back. Jagati and her team were the people you called in for such tasks. No one asked questions if they came back with the goods, which was how Jagati liked it. With hand signals she sent Mart and Rayak left, and led Bast to the right of their target. She never took chances with her people, not when there was a choice. This battlefield was abandoned for new killing fields now, but that didn't mean the enemy couldn't still be around. The Vara could not see red, one of the few things humans knew about their enemy, which was why the distress beacon was red light. But Jagati did not trust that the Vara would not catch on to such things at some point. Coming over the rise, she crouched down and checked her surroundings with a swift glance. Nothing was moving. Going in, she said shortly. The light pulse was coming from a hole on the other side of a small bank. She jumped in. As soon as she landed, she smelt blood. It was dark, but her eyes adjusted quickly, and her gaze zeroed in on the body lying in the small dugout. Hold position, she instructed those outside, stepping closer to the fallen soldier. He was young. Far too young for war. The invasion by the Vara had come suddenly, and most of the local population had signed up to protect their homes. There were far too many people fighting in this war who were barely more than children, even though the forces from Earth had arrived to back them up. So close to what had to be recent death and needing to feed, Jagati didn't dare use her enhanced senses. That would be courting trouble they could not afford. Kneeling, she looked over the soldier with ordinary vision. There on his collar was the tiny insignia of the Intelligence Corps. It's him. He's dead, she told the others. Rayak, Bast, hold the perimeter. Mart, get in here. We need to find the data disk. There was a thud behind her as she looked over the soldier to decide where to start searching. It was obvious how he had died. There was a large spike, the end of one of the Vara's hand-to-hand weapons, sticking out of the kid's leg, and, given all the blood, the poor sod had bled out. It hadn't dried fully yet, and the battle had been over for 2 days. A slow death that made Jagati's teeth itch. Her kind had always brought a merciful end to those dying in agony on the battlefield. Lingering death was an anathema to her. Taking a deep breath, she pressed the instincts down into the part of her she rarely gave freedom, and began to check the kid's pockets. She did not expect the groan. Thank you for joining me for this tale of war and vampires. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me and the channel.